Wait, what? Wait.
You see, Tiger, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very, very much.
Wait, so... Welcome back to Shitposting with the Lads, episode 5. I'm Tiger. We have Skyler and Michael here, like usual. Before we start talking about the topics, let's do a quick recap of our week. So, who wants to start? Michael?
Okay, sure. Well, in my week, this last week, as we talked about last episode, I did, the tournament, and I kind of bombed out of the tournament. I went 1-2 this last weekend, which honestly, what isn't too bad considering that my one win was actually against Wolfie VGC, if you guys know who that is. He is one of since the beginning of Sword and Shield, Wolfie. He has kind of grown up or blown up in popularity. He now has like 250k subscribers, and he's like the biggest VGC YouTuber content creator out there. And so he's going to upload the entire series. So there will be a video with me in it of me beating him in like 2 days, actually, I think. Something along those lines.
That's pretty cool.
And so it's going to get a lot of views. And so that is like pretty big win for me. I didn't
gonna get picked up in your like the online tournaments now.
Maybe we'll see, but
all right.
Yeah, like I think it is a big win. Finishing 25th overall also isn't too bad. It's pretty good actually. Like 25th in NA, pretty good results. I would have liked to have done better, but still a good result overall, I think.
All right.
Cool.
That's cool.
My turn?
So yeah, your turn.
Well, okay, yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask what else happened other than the tournament, because I'm sure he's done, other stuff in the past week. But I mean, it's fine. So.
Do you want to add to anything, Michael?
I mean, I've just been doing the usual stuff, working on stuff, and working on my game, watching anime, the usual. So.
Okay, yeah. Nothing special of note for me either. I think I finished 2 shows. Actually, Promised Neverland I read the entirety of, all 181 chapters of the manga. And then I watched GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka.
Mm-hmm.
I can expand upon those later, but short version, Promised Neverland was pretty solid. GTO was severely overrated, in my opinion. It had a few good points, but then the series as a whole was not very good, in my opinion. But I can build upon that a little bit later. I'm designing a new subsystem for my Go machine project. It's kind of hard because I'm doing it by hand, and I don't have access to a good CADing computer. And I run into a few roadblocks on that part, but yeah, I mean, it's frustrating because I'm really close. I'm on the verge of figuring out this small detail, but I'm not there yet, and it's kind of pissing me off. The other thing that's pissing me off is that this robotics course I want to take in the fall apparently is going to be really, really gutted because we can't have in-person lab meetings or whatever. It's I'm talking to friends who have taken this course. They're yeah, it might actually be worth putting off taking it this semester and doing other shit just to try and take the course in its full kind of natural, non-online form. And I might wait until the semester actually starts and because you have I think 2 weeks in the beginning of the semester when you can drop and add stuff. And see the online version syllabus before I finally make a decision, but I'm leaning towards doing it some other time, which was just really frustrating because I had to get on a wait list and be pretty vigilant about getting my spot in the class because it's pretty popular. So yeah, that sucks.
Unfortunately.
Otherwise, nothing of special import to note.
All right. So I guess for me, just kind of like the usual, right? So music, games. Recently, there was the last game week to the Premier League on Sunday, so I was watching that. Oh, that was pretty exciting. I guess a big thing that happened in my life would be finishing military service, which is pretty cool. Because finally done with the the stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm curious what you guys think about the military and like the army and stuff. I don't know.
My imagination is like watered down James Bond movie type shit, right?
Maybe I don't know. I've never seen James Bond, so.
But you've never seen any of the James Bond movies?
No, I haven't seen a single James Bond film.
I feel like you're missing out on some culture there.
Yeah.
I never have either, but
Wow, all right. You heard
What
it
do you
here,
guys
folks.
think?
Talking to these uncultured animals.
that's me, baby.
Have you guys interacted with like the military at all, or like is your perception of it purely like from films and like TV shows and books and stuff?
Yeah, it's purely from media.
They semi reach out to me to try and recruit me. Not in any serious capacity, but like the whole typical come do like ROTC and whatever stuff. And I was legitimately giving it some thought, but then I'm like, could I really get up in the morning and like run and do like all the other crazy shit that like military people do? And I'm like, I asked myself that, and I'm like, of course you want to think that you could handle it, but probably not. So
for me, I coped with that by knowing that I didn't have a choice and that I was forced to do it. So, anyways,
yeah, I don't know.
I think for me, I think I can't really comment on the other parts. I think because I think for everyone, the first few months is very similar because you're going through basic military training. But then after you're done with that, your experience completely depends on what vocation you do, which unit you get sent to. So I think I'm just gonna talk about the BMT side of things because I think most people have a similar experience.
Do you get to pick your unit?
No, you don't. Of course, no. Yeah, you don't.
Is it not? It's not based on like your preference or your skills or anything.
I think they will look at your skills and pick it, but you don't have a choice to do it. No.
Yeah.
Actually, for professionals, I'm pretty sure you get a choice of like which corps and stuff. Like you sign the contract for as a signals person or as an infantry, but you don't get to pick the specific unit you get sent to.
Okay.
But for us, which are just like national servicemen, we can't pick the vocation. It's like they pick it for you based on what their needs are.
I mean, that's even
but
worse.
I'll come on the BMT part because I think for everyone it's similar. So if you didn't know,
BMT?
like
Basic military?
training.
yeah. So when you enlist, you have it's like a 2-month long training of just like the basic.
Wasn't yours longer because
military
of?
stuff. Yeah, mine was longer, but it still covers the same like stuff.
Okay.
Like, it covers the same material essentially. So yeah, it's like I'm curious like what you think that looks like because I think that process gets portrayed a lot in like
Push-ups,
film,
a lot of
like
push-ups.
like in film montages. Like it's always the the main character gets buffed part, and then it's like the montage.
Yeah, I mean, I saw
like,
Captain America, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the main character's like trudging through mud, and then he's like doing a push-up, and then he's like,
There's always the bully soldier that makes life hard for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drill sergeant screaming drill sergeant screaming at you, screaming obscenities and
exactly. Something like that.
vulgarities.
Yeah.
Wait, was it like that though?
It's like kind of similar. We didn't have the mud part because that's okay. So that part is like the obstacle course, and then in our obstacle course, there was no like trudging through mud part. We had a trudging through like a tube thing. but it's like a small it's like a really small tube, and you have to like it's basically this obstacle course, and then they time you, and then you have to do it under this amount of time to pass, which I didn't pass, but so. I didn't. Okay, so I could do it within the allowed time, but I could not do there was one specific obstacle course that required you to climb up this rope, but I couldn't do it because
like the vertical climb, dude. I can't do those.
It's basically this really tall rope, and then you have to climb to the very top of it, and then you touch this pole, and then you climb down. But it's just like one single
to help
rope.
you, or is it just a straight rope?
It's just a straight rope. There's one knot at the bottom, and then you have to curl it up.
Damn.
I'm not.
I can't do this. I can't do that.
That's the only one I couldn't do, and the other ones I could. So, I think the course is like you start off the course, you jump. It's first it's a high wall. So first of all, your dress you have to wear like the battle like stuff. So you're like your vest, you're holding a gun.
But how heavy is the equipment? Isn't like a fully loaded soldier like 200 pounds or some shit?
It's not that heavy. But the weight is not that bad. The hard part is that you have to hold all of the stuff, so you don't have your arms completely like.
Wait, you don't get like a backpack or some shit?
No, you don't have to wear a backpack. You have to wear like this vest, and a bunch of pouches. You have to wear a helmet, and then you have to hold a rifle. So the part is like you can't use your hands completely because you're holding stuff.
Okay.
So there was that. Let's see. Yeah, and then there was a lot of just like what you were saying, like waking up in the morning, then running and shit.
Like
stuff like that.
How early did you have to wake up?
Do they teach you things?
It's so in basic you wake up. You have to be like dressed and downstairs and ready to like go to breakfast at 5:30. So you usually wake up at like 5:10 ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long is the day? Like, how long does it take up like the entire day?
Yeah. So they expect you to sleep at 10:30, but most people stay up till like maybe 11:30 or 12 ish.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
Yeah.
does the training take like the entire day? Like, do you wake up in the morning and then you train like the entire day, or like how long do they?
It's not physical training the entire day. There's a lot of like lectures, so it's not like physical training for the entire day.
Yeah, but they basically
say
expect you to do
maybe
training.
like half a day is physical, and then the other half would be lectures.
Damn.
That's for most of the time. But then there's sometimes when like you're somewhere else, and then it's just all like outdoors training.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So the obstacle course is one thing. What else? So they'll teach you how to like fire guns and shit. Like obviously. I think for everyone, you also do a grenade throw, which is kind of cool. And then there's something I do
does it
have to
actually
say about
blow
that
up?
because yeah, but it's like a real grenade. So you take off the pin and then you toss it and then it explodes. I have to say, I feel like every grenade throw in films and games have been downplayed. It's way louder and feels way bigger in real life.
Okay.
Like I feel like in games you would throw the grenade and then it just like poofs and then like it's just like it affects that area, but in real life it's like it's really loud.
Okay.
Like the waiting area is maybe like half a kilometer away, but I can still hear it pretty loud.
How long does it take
Like
for
during
the grenade to
other
blow
people's
up? Like
throws.
after you throw it?
It's 5. So it's not. So basically, how a grenade works that there's a pin inside that keeps the fuse on. So after you take the pin off, you're still holding on the fuse. It's like the top part, right?
Oh,
It's like
okay.
the top part that flies off when you throw it.
Oh,
So
I see.
when you're holding it, it still keeps on. But once you let go, like for example,
okay. I
when
see.
you throw it, the fuse like jumps off. There's a 5-second timer before it explodes.
Okay, so whenever there's that, like, I don't know, like there's like
So when you
scenes
throw
in
the
films.
top thing, just comes off, right? It's like flies
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Okay,
so
so-
after it flies off, it's 5 seconds.
I see. So there's like scenes in like
Yeah.
films that I don't know how common it is, but like I
Mm-hmm.
do remember at least seeing this once, like where like people just pull off the pin and then like it starts like ticking or whatever, and then like they're like bobbling it around, like that's just like not a thing, right? That
Is there an audible tick?
No, there's a it's like a pin. So what you do
Yeah.
with the pin, you have to twist it and then you pull it out.
Okay.
And then the pin is there that it keeps the fuse stuck onto the grenade. And then but once the fuse falls off, there's 5 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So you can't like
Yeah.
it won't ever blow up in your hand, basically, right? Like.
I mean, unless you keep it in your hands for like for
Wait,
like a long
isn't there
time.
like a lever part? Like I thought.
Yeah.
as long-
So
you're holding down
the
the lever
part
part, right?
is the fuse. Yeah. So
Okay.
the thing is, you pull out the pin, but you're still holding onto the lever, which
Yeah,
keeps
okay.
which keeps like the fuse from starting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the top part. Yeah. But once you throw it, it comes off, and then
Oh my god! I think I'd start freaking out, dude. Holding a bomb in my hand.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah. It's just like if you fuck up, you're dead. So 'cause it's like a frag grenade, and it's a lot of small,
Oh my god!
like small stones.
Damn.
Dude,
Yeah.
I would be like the monkey kid who just like blows up his own arm.
What the
Actually,
fuck? No, it would
No,
just
if
kill you,
blows up
right?
in your arm, you're dead.
yeah, it would probably
It's
just
not-
kill me outright, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would just kill you. Yeah, you're not wearing anything that protective to be able to.
Oh my god!
Not shoot. Yeah.
Damn,
should be able
that's
to save
fucking
you in that
crazy.
case.
Like for combat
Yeah, so you
training.
throw it, and then I swear to God, it's like almost as if it's like a huge, it's like a pretty large explosion. At least the sound part, because you can't see it, because you're not
Okay.
gonna look at it. You throw it, and then you duck under this wall essentially.
Oh, okay.
It's this concrete wall, so you don't see the explosion, but it's very loud, and then you're still wearing like
Earplugs.
like the
Hearing protection?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Damn.
the air plugs, and it's very loud. So I feel like it's been underplayed in games at least, because I feel like in like shooting games you toss it and then it's like a small
Yeah.
explosion,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
But
Yeah.
it feels it's like really loud. So, anyways,
I see.
Yeah, like
you
Halo.
can
You
definitely
just
feel it too. You can definitely feel it, the explosion.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So that was
how does
like
it compare
kinda
against
cool.
like other shit you used at the base? You like
Right.
shoot a tank or anything? Anything that cool?
I didn't know. I didn't. But if you go to command school, you do have to learn how to fire the
Oh my god,
gun.
that would be cool, dude.
We had to carry it around though, because you have to because it's supposed to be like it's like you have to carry this like this heavy thing, but we
you
don't
carry-
get to shoot it.
Only the anti-tank gun. Do you get to fire an actual tank, like in
No,
the?
no, we don't get to fire it at an
World of Tanks style, dude?
No.
Did you also
so
have
we-
like? Or sorry, go.
Yes. Yeah. I was gonna say. So after that, there was like shooting and stuff. So like the shooting range. But I think that's relatively normal. Like you could go to
Yeah.
a shooting range now if you wanted to. We used this gun called SAR 21, which is I guess a semi-automatic rifle.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. So that it had a scope and then blah blah blah. So it was like pretty easy to fire with.
How? Wait. Well, I guess two questions. First, when you had combat training, did you have to like fight against other people, or like not with like guns or
had-
anything, but like?
We had close combat training, which was like
Okay.
fighting training, but like we like didn't take it seriously. It's like really stupid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then the second question is, when you fire a gun, like how close is it to like when you play video games, or like not at all the same?
Oh, okay. So the one thing that video games don't concern, which is really stupid, because I think they don't put this part into the game because it's assumed that the player or like the character is like good at firing guns, right?
Okay.
So I used the SAR 21, which was a scope, but I also used the M16, which doesn't have a scope. You have to use
Okay.
the iron sight. It's really hard to line up the iron sight with the other. It's like two things that you have to line up, right?
Okay.
Basically, if it's not lined up perfectly, your shot is going to be off. It's actually pretty hard to line it up perfectly.
Okay.
Because you're holding this heavy thing and then it's like super hot and shit, and then you have to like make sure your arm isn't like moving. It has to be completely stabilized when you have to line up the iron sight. So that's one thing. Because in games, you press right click and then it automatically lines it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just like do that.
Just
in
aim
real
down
life.
sights
It's like
and
you
you're
have
good,
to
yeah.
actually like hold it there, which is like that's the thing that's like not modeled into games, but I get why, because it's assumed that the character is like a professional and isn't like
Yeah.
bad
Okay.
at shooting guns, you know. But other than that, it's pretty close, I guess. You can. Because it's really close to your face when you shoot a lot. Like sometimes it's really hard to breathe because there's a lot of. I don't know the specific gas it is. I'm sure like a chemist would, but it's like the gas that comes out, and then it's really hard to breathe. Other than that, I mean, the recoil is like pretty accurately portrayed in games. It's like, boom, boom, boom. And then, yeah, it's really loud because it's like right next to your face.
Yeah,
So,
I would assume
Does
so.
it like kick a lot? Does it the recoil?
I think it's pretty accurately represented in games. So the recoil part. So I guess you get that part. Yeah, but so I guess it's the loudness plus the smoke that comes out. So there's a smoke that comes out once you
What
start
about the
shooting.
smell? Is there like the smell of gunpowder and everything?
Yeah, so it's the smoke. I don't know the specific. I'll search it up. It's like a gun shooting gas. No gas. I don't know, like compound. I don't know. It's like the
Smell of gunpowder, basically.
right, but it's not. It's like when you have that when you use the gunpowder, it creates like the gas as a byproduct. So it's that thing.
It's like
And I don't know what it's. I don't know
gun
the specific
exhaust.
thing.
I don't know.
Right. Something. I don't know. Yeah. So there's that. Other than that, yeah, I think it's pretty accurately portrayed in games. Other than those things. Yeah. Oh, also like well, I guess it's because in game the characters are trained, but it's like it's a lot slower switching magazines in real life. So, it's a lot slower when you're reloading. Oh, also, actually, this is a thing that you don't. So in real life, I feel like guns jam a lot more than in games. In games, it never jams.
Well, okay,
right?
of course,
You
because
can like shoot like 3
Yeah,
mags and
because
just like spray it.
people
and it
would
does
get
not
pissed,
jam.
dude.
Yeah, in real life, it jams up. So that's the thing. Yeah, it jams up.
Does it make you appreciate John Wick more?
Actually, I haven't seen John Wick, so
Oh my god. Well, okay, so apparently he does all like the shooting himself, Keanu Reeves, and it's like
but it's
pretty
not real.
accurate.
It's not a real gun. So
Well, no, he's not
like,
actually killing people.
Yeah, exactly. It's not shooting real bullets.
But then there was like
so-
footage of him at a gun range, and he like actually shooting guns, and he was like hitting all the targets and shit. He was like switching between multiple guns and everything.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. So shooting was that was shooting. So grenade shooting, obstacle courses, and then there's this towards the end of field camp. Towards the end of basic military training, there's this field camp thing, which basically you go out, and then you kind of like you do like training in like the jungle / forest.
Okay.
And then you learn a lot more about like combat because we did some training that's on like firefighting, or not firefighting, but like firefights.
Okay.
Where, like you're shooting at each other, but we're shooting at no one. It's more like like you're supposed to cover for them when they like run and then stuff like that.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
so there was
Do you do
that.
like formation drills and stuff? Do you like
Kind of, yeah, stuff like
Like-
that. Do like crossing a street training. So like in war, you're supposed to like you can't just like walk around, right? So there's that.
okay.
Oh right,
like
there's
the
this
hand-
other thing where
Bro,
it's
like the hand
it's
signal shit in movies?
Yeah. The hand the hand signal stuff. We had to learn that, which I completely forgot now. I don't remember. Also, there was this cool part where it was you have to. They taught us how to like do urban fighting. So how to like clear rooms and stuff. So if you're going into
Yeah,
a
that's
room,
pretty
you have to
sick.
how you possession. Yeah, like position the gun and stuff.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly,
How was
that was like more than I expected that you undertook, to be honest, because like, I don't know, like it feels like
Field camp. I have
pretty
to say, the field camp
complicated.
part is like, yeah, the field camp part is probably the worst part because okay, so once you get there, you have to dig this like huge. It's called a shell scrape, but it's basically this like, it's like you dig this big hole that you can like sit in, and then it's like a natural covering, if that makes sense. It's like yeah.
Trench
that was really
warfare.
tiring. It's not even that. It's like not even close to a trench. Like a trench is actually like really deep, and then you can like stand in it. That one you can't stand in. You could only like lie in or sit in, and it's not that deep. It's still super tiring to dig up.
Well, yeah, I assume so.
Because they give you the shovel and then you dig it up, basically. Yeah, and then we're supposed to sleep in that, but it was raining like the whole time, so we had to set up these shitty tents called bashas a basha tent.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you know what that. It's not really a tent. It's like imagine the top of a tent.
Okay.
So just the top, and then it's really low. The idea is that it's really
sounds
low.
fucking horrible, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
It's put really low because it's harder for the enemy to see that you set up tents.
Oh my God.
If you were to put up a real tent, it's very obvious, right? So
It
if you
sounds
just
like
take the
suffering.
top, it's basically this large blanket.
Wait, and you have
But
to
then
like
you,
spend nights in there and shit?
Yeah, so it's 5.
Oh my God.
So 6 days, 5 nights there.
Holy
Wait, did
fuck.
You don't get to go.
Do you share it with like 3 other sweaty men to one like half tent?
No, you share with one other guy, and then but it's kind of cool because it's the idea is that it blocks out the rain, right? Because you have the covering, but it's still really low on the ground, so then the enemy can't see. So there's that, and then you kind of just sleep there.
It sounds very, very tough.
That sounds like the
that's
exact
really annoying.
opposite of fun.
Really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun. It is
The
not
dictionary definition
Fun.
of like the antonym to fun.
For me, the military was not fun. It was very much
No,
if I'm not doing it, I'm breaking a law kind of thing. So
I mean, it's more serious than that, right? Like, you wouldn't be able to set foot in the country if
right,
you
yeah,
could.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So like I have to do it. So it's like not my choice.
Dude, Americans
what
have
else?
it good. We don't have to do any of that if we don't want to.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, but there's still a lot of Americans that do it. So
Yeah.
you guys have to keep that in
I
mind.
mean, but choosing to be there and having to be there is very different.
I think for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people, for a lot of people, they're doing it so then they get like it's like a job, but they also pay for your education stuff. For a lot.
Oh, okay.
I would much rather take out some college loans and then
Right.
I'm assuming I'm gonna have like a decent job and then just pay those back instead of whatever hell you had to go
well,
through. That sounds horrible.
I mean,
dude.
that's why I'm
was
surprised
that,
that,
and
you were even considering the military, Skyler, because I would never. I mean, you know me, of
Yeah.
course, but like I would never consider.
I wouldn't even do it. Like if I didn't have to, if I didn't literally have to do it, I would not do it.
Yeah, of
This
course.
is not fun.
Well, I say considered, but it was probably I probably like 30 minutes, dude. Like I because and then I thought it over because like there's kind of like a romantic idea of like the military, right? It's like, oh, get
I never
strong
really
and
got
like
that.
know how to use weapons and like there's a kind of like quote unquote kind of manly image of it, right? And like I don't know, like I will fully admit that there are like benefits to being in the military and like just living a tougher lifestyle because it like I'm sure it toughens you up, right? But like
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah, I
I'm
was
just kind of a
gonna
pussy
say-
that way, yeah.
Right.
Nah, dude, I'd
I was
rather
gonna
just
say,
get
you
a
know,
fucking good
Michael, how-
education and
You know how I was like I'm like scared of bugs and shit, right?
yeah.
So I was maybe scared of bugs at the field camp for maybe a few hours, and then I quickly got over it.
Okay.
I don't think I'd
Are you better now?
Let me give you an
are you,
example.
now that you're
I'm
like
slightly better now, but then the field camp this happened almost 2 years ago now. This
Okay.
happened, right? But I'll give you a specific story. So there was one night when then we were sleeping, right? I realized there was like a cricket that was inside our like basha,
yeah.
right? So I flashed my flashlight at it, and then it like jumped into my shirt.
Oh my god.
Right? And instead of freaking out, I kind of just like killed it inside my shirt. and
Holy
then
shit!
just
I
went
can't
back to
imagine you
sleep.
doing that at 10.
And I just went back to sleep. So I was like, fuck this. The other part is like when you wake up, you find all sorts of different like bumps and like swellings on your hand because you
Yeah.
assume like bugs like bit it at night because it's just like
Oh my God,
lying
yeah.
literally on like the forest floor.
Wait, so
What was that?
after
Could not handle this. Definitely could not handle this.
after training, do you still have to do like physical activities and stuff, or is it like much?
There's still physical activities. Yeah, there's still physical. Wait, I'm not done with the training part.
Okay,
And
okay,
I think
okay.
after field camp this is like so like for standard. I think for basic in every country there's field camp. There's shooting range. There's grenade throw, and then there's also a route march. And then a route march is basically you're wearing all of the stuff. So it's not so the helmet, the vest, the gun, the rifle, and then you're also wearing this huge field pack, which has all of your supplies, like your toilet paper, your mess tin, like your just like all of your extra stuff, your extra clothes and stuff. So and then you basically have that on, and then you kind of just like walk. So it's like a route march, and then towards the end you have to do this 24-kilometer route march, which is
Oh
another,
my
like,
god!
Holy
which
shit.
is another like highlight. So yeah, you basically
How long does that
you
take?
just walk for 24. Yeah, you walk for 24 km, which is like
but
8
how-
hours of walking, of like marching, basically.
How long?
For 8 hours, essentially.
8
It takes
Oh
hours?
my god!
Yeah,
Oh my god! You missed me with that
And
shit, dude.
you have to be like, you have to wear like fucking
Yeah,
like
so-
100 pounds of
so
stuff,
the-
right?
It's not 100 pounds. It's like
Wait,
25
how do you
kg.
how do you
So
not
it's
have
like a bit over
an
50
8-pack and
pounds.
just be like shredded as fuck after all that?
You don't. You get. I mean, I lost a lot of weight, but anyways, towards the end of that, like I think I'm pretty sure for everyone, like your feet is like basically it's completely numb, and then
Yeah.
just like you just walk because yeah.
That sounds
But
terrible.
numb.
so that's another highlight. So where you
I would
just,
probably be
you
ready
know,
to
like-
die by like the halfway mark. I'd be like, you know what?
I'd probably like not
Just
even
put me on the
halfway
side of
there.
the road and put a bullet in my head.
They slowly ramp it up. So at the start of training, you do 4 kms, then you do 8 kms, and then you do 12, and then you do
Oh, God.
16, and then you do the 20, the
Oh
24.
my god.
Sorry.
Damn. So you have to
The
do it
24
multiple
and that's-
times. That sounds
the thing
terrible.
Is, this is only the basics. So for people that are training, so I know for a lot of signal specialists, they have to do 72 km while
What
wearing
the
signal sets,
Fuck.
which is heavier. by the way. You're basically walking for like a
72
day.
km? That's literally
Yeah.
24 hours, right? Like,
Yeah, that's like you're walking for like a day straight without stopping. Well, there's rests, but the rests are like 15. It's a very short rest.
oh shit.
For that long, and then you have to, and then for those guys, they have to carry like signal sets, which are very heavy because you're basically carrying this old ass Cold War, World War II like radio. It's really
Holy
fucking
Oh
scary.
my god! What is this?
So
It sounds
there's
like
that.
I
fucking
can't
torture.
believe you said this
Yeah,
is not
I
like
mean, basically
something.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
at that point, so.
Wait, so what did you go into after basically
Right. So
military?
after I was sent to be
all
trained
men have
as
to go
a
through
signals,
this?
as a signals operator essentially.
Okay.
So I had to learn how to use all the sorts of the Cold War, World War II radios, and then learn how to do the voice procedures.
Okay.
It's like the ones you hear in game and films.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like this is Alpha 1-1, Alpha 0, like stuff like that. Blah, blah,
Okay.
blah.
Wait, so did you have to like, or was the military in like English or Chinese, or was it like?
It's English. It's English.
Okay, entirely
Completely.
English.
Actually, the commands are in Malay, but nobody really speaks it. So it's just you kind of just have to remember the sounds. So,
Okay, interesting.
yeah. But it's in English. Yeah.
Also, so I was gonna ask before, like, after you finish basic, did you have to do like a lot of physical activities like normally, or was it like mostly
so
done after you
For
finish?
for me, there was still physical training at the signals place, and when I got sent to my unit, it was a lot more chill. But for a lot of people, if you went to infantry, if you got sent to combat and engineer, if you got sent to combat medic, if you got sent to recon, like if you got those, then it would still be pretty intense in terms of the physical training. But for signals, it was a lot of learning how to use the signals and stuff like that, the signals
Okay.
equipment and stuff like that. Yeah.
Is the equipment you use like outdated? You said like
It's
using
incredibly
Soviet era
outdated. They're literally
radio, like,
all
you would
like,
never use
cold-
that in a
Like I'll search it
modern
up.
war.
I'll search it up what When it was
That would-
created. Shit, I can't even. I searched on Google, it doesn't even come up.
Stuff that's like a waste of time would drive me up the wall. Like,
It was definitely like World War II and Cold War era stuff. It's very, very old.
Wait, so are you like super or like a lot more fit now than like I can?
I was, but now I'm not because, like I said, when I got sent to the unit, it became a lot more. It was a lot of like admin work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
imagine like Tiger's
I-
being super jacked.
Yeah, imagine Tiger
I
just
can-
like fucking.
I can walk.
I'm not
for 8 hours a
jacked. I'm not
day.
jacked now. I'm definitely
I
not
can-
jacked now. I'm not jacked now. I lost something like 20 kgs in
Holy
basic.
shit.
But after that I didn't really lose any.
Wait, so did you gain that weight back, or are you like, did you just lose?
I mean,
weight?
I didn't gain all of it back, but I gained a good amount of it back.
Okay.
I can't even find the radio because I think it's just like too like obscure at this point.
Interesting. Or maybe yeah.
But it's definitely it's at most Cold War. So I'll tell you that. Yeah, at most.
So when you get to college, like, are you gonna like talk about this to other people? Because like I feel like this is like such a
I don't think-
unique experience.
I'm not gonna actively talk about it. So unless somebody asks me about it, I'm not gonna bring it up. So
I mean, I guess that's fair.
because I don't want to be like, oh, I went to the military, ooh, So
Flex on people.
So I'd rather not.
Like, you think your ass
Yeah.
could walk 8 hours continuously? You can
I mean,
handle
I
crickets
think
jumping
you
into
could.
your shirt.
I think both of you
That's
guys think you
real man
can,
shit.
but if I put you in this situation, I think both of you guys could. Like, like your legs will hurt, but you'll still
But like
finish
day
it.
in, day out, like if I was a one-off thing, then
Well, like, but
you
what
know.
if you don't have an option though? Like, I think
Yeah,
you'll-
I mean, like if I
you'll-
didn't
you'll
have
be
the
able to do it,
option, maybe
you know?
I would be able to do it. But
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen me like do physical activities. Like,
Yeah, like
I'm
you-
definitely
I mean-
like one of the worst out there. So
Right,
like,
but my
I'd
point
probably
is
be
like,
struggling really hard.
even if you pass
I
out and
would, I
shit,
would really consider my nationality there, buddy. I'd be like, nah,
right? But like, you don't have an option. Though.
American.
Like, for me, I can't change my nationality.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, like I would
Just,
probably do it, but I would probably be one of the weak people out there. Like, I don't know if there's like were there like punishments for not being able
I
to
wonder if
finish
there's
it and
like,
stuff?
yeah, I wonder if there's like a pussy bitch like route for because they must know that like some people just can't do that, right? Like do all that stuff.
I mean,
put
I
up with all that
think
stuff.
basically everyone was able to do it, unless
well-
you fail the course, and then you have to like redo it.
Well, you said at the beginning that there's like obstacle courses and like stuff like
Yeah,
were
so
there
if you don't
punishments
pass
for-
the obstacle course, it's fine if you don't pass. Yeah,
oh, it's fine.
like if you don't pass, you cannot go to command school, but you don't have to go to,
okay.
to command school. Like I didn't pass because I couldn't do the rope one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. I mean,
yeah, the
is
rope
it-
one just required too much like upper body strength because it's
Yeah.
all that, so I couldn't do it. Yeah.
Crazy.
But,
man.
but like all the other ones were like you were able to just do, or like nobody was like failing any of those.
Yeah, I barely passed the physical one, so it's basically this test, and then it's like a running course, and then it says okay, so you have to run 2.4 km, and then it's push-ups, and then it's sit-ups, and then it's like a cumulative score, and then I barely passed that. The passing mark was 61, I got 63, so
Would you get punished if you had failed, or like would you have to like redo it?
they said they'll punish you, but I'm pretty sure they never did. So,
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. So there's that. So the pass fail thing. That's the only two things that has a pass fail thing. Like you can't fail the grenade. Actually, you can fail the
You
shooting
just
range.
die if you fail the grenade. You just
Actually,
die.
yeah, you can't fail the grenade. You can fail the shooting thing, and then I don't think there's a punishment if you fail that. It's just like, yeah, they definitely won't send you to infantry if you fail that. So there's that.
Okay, so like it was really hard, but like it wasn't like they didn't care that much about your results, I guess. Is that
Right?
what-
Yeah. You just had to do it.
Okay.
You know, you just had to do it. Yeah. Yeah. You just had to do it. So it wasn't. I guess it wasn't that. Yeah.
All right.
Like I think if both of you guys were in this situation, you would come out not dead. You come out, you know.
I'd probably
No,
hate
I mean,
every
like,
fucking
so
minute
you'll
of
be
it, but
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like hard to think about it, but like once you're there, it's like you just have to survive the next few hours, right? For
Yeah.
the hard thing.
Wait, so how long was all
of
of the basic training together? Like,
So for me it was 4 months, but for a normal person it would be 2 months.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
For
It was
us,
4
it would
months
probably be
for
4
me.
months.
For Skyler,
why did it take you double the time?
for both of you guys, it would be 4 months. Skyler for the same reason as me, but for Michael, it would be 4 months because I assume you wouldn't be able to pass the physical test now.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
So the extra 2 months is there to get you in shape, essentially.
oh my god.
Yeah, but before you start all of the shootings and grenades and field camps and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's rough. I don't know.
yeah, it's
Well, did it get a lot easier after you like left?
Yeah, I got
basic.
so after basic, I got sent to the signals part. And the signals part was really chill. It was mostly just like sitting in a classroom and trying not to fall asleep. It's so fucking boring. They just like, this is the 800 series radio. It operates at this voltage. And then it's like it goes this the range is this long, you know, the battery life is this long, and it's like next slide, this is the 840 video. It's just that.
God,
And
it's
then
terrible.
so that was pretty chill. And then but then that was like kind of it was like also on the mainland, so okay, so the basic part, you're like off on this like island, you know,
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
the really shitty infrastructure, buildings, and then other than that, it's basically just jungle. But then
I
for
feel
the
like this
signals
would
part,
actually like hang over my head. Like I like this type of shit would like depress me for a while. Like you're just like fine.
right? Yeah. And then for the signal part, we were in the city, so I could it felt more natural. Like you could see there was like apartment buildings like outside the camp,
Oh, okay.
and it's just a lot more chill.
So it
that
like
sense.
the signal part is more like a normal job, right? Like it's not
More
like
or less, yeah.
going
But
to school
we
or
still had
whatever.
to,
It's like-
more or less. Yeah, it's more like going to a school, but if the school is like shitty. So,
Okay.
I mean, you start to wake up, you start to wake up like early, right? It's still
Okay.
it's still the same where like you have to be ready and dressed at like 5:30 and stuff.
Okay.
And then you have to do like a run in the morning, and there's still some physical training, but it's more or less pretty chill.
Okay. And then, but
then-
like towards the end, when,
After that, so the signal training was 2 months, and after that, I got sent to my unit, and then I was pretty lucky that my unit is really chill, and then that was just like it was like basic. It's like I work in the morning, and then in the afternoon I can come home and chill for a few hours, and then I go back to camp to sleep.
Oh, okay.
And
So
then it's repeat.
you could even
Yeah.
go home like after that first like 6 months. You were just like free to leave.
So I was going home at like in like the evening, but I still had to go back to camp to sleep.
Okay. I mean,
Basically, they're basically giving you a nights off, or like it's just like your free time essentially.
okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty nice then. It's
Pretty,
not
it's pretty
terrible,
nice. Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
pretty nice. My unit is part of this like anti-air thing. So I don't know if you guys played war games, but it's like
No.
it's just like it's
Played like
are
3 rounds of Call of Duty Warzone. Does that count?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking more like strategy war games. So it's basically we're in charge of like shooting down planes,
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah, but I'm the signals part of that, so I'm supporting them in that,
Yeah.
in that side. So it's pretty chill. Yeah, so yeah, it's overall I hated the whole thing, but I'm glad I'm done
That
now.
sounds horrible.
Very much
oh my
glad.
God. Like
I'm very
like,
glad that
if
I'm
I went
done
you through that, it would probably be a while before I could smile again. Like, holy shit.
Well, I'm glad. I'm very much glad that I'm done because that fucking sucked.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. It seems very terrible.
Imagine coming out like fresh off the heels of Kent, and then you have to like go through that.
Yeah.
Then now, when you're about to start your college career, fucking Corona hits, dude.
Yeah, no, it sounds really bad.
Yep. It's the Corona part is fine. The military part is way worse than the Corona part.
I know, but I'm just saying it's like it's another series of
Yeah.
bitch slaps from life.
Anyways, I was discriminated a fair bit for my accent in BMT only. I wanted to clarify.
Wait,
What do you mean by your accent?
Just like
Yeah,
because
but-
I mean it's very clear that I'm not actually from Singapore. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that was a fair bit of.
Did you actually get like picked on like a lot? Or
Yeah. I mean, there was a fair bit of mocking my accent to just general dislike. I mean, but I mean, it's not
you
from
even got the
everyone,
bully
but from
character in like
a good amount
from the
of people.
Captain America movies and shit, dude.
Right, but like, yeah, but it's a bit. So Captain America was like picked on for like being like weak for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tiger's actually just like a fucking film protagonist now. He like.
I know.
No, far from it.
Wait, did you like make friends in there and stuff? Like, how are the people?
Actually, yeah. Last night I actually went to go talk and like meet up with with like my BMT buddy.
Dude,
So
army
basic
buddies now.
they assign you this buddy, and then it's supposed to be like they've tested it out, or like the Americans have tested it out that this reduces casualties in war when you have like another person in charge of you. So if you go missing, if you get shot, if you get hurt, the other person would like know, and then there's like one specific person, so it's like this buddy thing. So yeah, I went to meet up with my buddy from Basic last night. So that was yeah. So that was that. Yeah, so I guess I have a few friends, but overall I didn't want to really make friends with people because I kind of just considered like my time in the army as like I do my time and then I fuck off, right?
Yeah.
And then
He's in fucking prison, dude.
not there to make friends or to have fun. So yeah. So that was the whole military thing. I was done on Friday. I collected my actual ID card, and then because they take away your ID card at the start.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh my
So I got that one
god.
back.
Yeah.
I got that back, and then yeah, I'm chilling now. It's
He's
fucking
a
awesome
free
now.
man.
Exactly.
How long
like
until
a
you
jail
start
term
school?
for like 2 years,
You have like a month, right?
A month.
Okay.
A month, yeah. But like, I feel like I like school, right?
Yeah,
like,
no,
even
no,
if it's
I
like
mean-
not fun at times, I still generally enjoy it. So it's like
I mean,
it's nice.
personally, I like being at school. I don't love the idea of. I don't like the idea of like doing school itself. Like the classes, like sometimes they're fun, but like for the most part, I like the atmosphere of being in school. Like being around friends and like doing that kind of stuff. But
Right. True.
I feel like I'd be pretty directionless without school. I'd just be like sitting around.
Damn. Yeah. Well, I had okay. So throughout this whole 2 years in the military, I actually because there were sometimes not. So a lot of times at night. So like past the basic part. So not including the basic part, like during the signals training and then during just like the unit life, I had a lot of time at night to like watch films and TV shows because I mean you're forced to stay there essentially to sleep.
Yeah.
But then but you I mean they don't really care what you do other than the fact that you're in camp. So a lot of the times I would like download films on Netflix, then watch it, or download films and TV shows and watch it in camp.
yeah, I do remember you asked me for like a bunch of recommendations on stuff.
Yeah. Like I watched BoJack, I watched Mad Men, all in camp. So, which brings us to the next topic. What do you guys look for in a new show or game?
I mean, I can go first.
Yeah, like
You guys can think about your answer, but for me, I'm like pretty open to like anything. Like if it's, I'm really stingy with my money. So like if it involves money, then I like have to know that it's good. But
Oh boy.
if it doesn't involve money, so like just watching new like watching new anime, watching like reading new manga, like playing new like free games, like I have like very little. It requires very little like interest from me to be able to start it. So like I often will just like watch one episode of something or like 10 minutes of something or like start reading the first chapter of a bunch of manga. And then like if I instantly see flags of it being shit, then I'll just drop it. But I used to be like the type of person who would like invest a lot of time and be like, it would take me a long time for me to like give up or stop doing something, whether that be like games or like shows or anime or whatever. But like nowadays I'm like, I've kind of like been through that phase, so now I kind of know what is shit. So I generally will watch a lot of things, but like drop a lot of them like early on. But for like games that like
what are
cost
those
money,
shit flags you talk about? Like,
oh, well, okay, it's generally stuff that's like super cliche, right? So like if I see something and I watch it, I'm like, I've seen everything. Like there's no way that this is going to be like unique. Then, and I haven't heard anything like good about it, then I'll just drop it, right? But if I hear good things about it, then that's like one of the big hooks. Because like if other people are telling me that it's good, then there's probably a reason they're telling me it's good. But otherwise, like it doesn't really matter that much to me. But like for games that like cost money, I generally will have to see gameplay of it, or it has to be of a franchise that I like have a lot of faith in, right? So like for Fire Emblem and Pokemon, like I know that the games
for me.
like yeah, but I mean like that's the same for everyone, right? So like if it's a new game by like a studio or like by a company or like by like franchise that you're even if you don't love the game, it's probably still going to be worth your money. But like in the cases where like I'm trying to find something new, it's like I have to see gameplay of it. Like I bought Monster Train recently, or not that recently anymore, but like I saw like Trump SC, like the streamer playing it a lot, and like I found it really interesting, so that's why I bought the game. Or like, but yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, let's see, TV shows and games. Okay, I think for me they're pretty different. So for shows, I don't really pay for my shows other than my Netflix sub. So I don't really like if it's not on Netflix, I probably won't watch it. You know, because I'm just like if it's on Hulu, I'm too lazy to torrent it. Essentially.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna buy a Hulu sub and a Netflix sub. So,
Yeah.
And then if it's on Netflix, I mean, it's like once
Disney
you pay for
Plus.
the sub, yeah, like oh yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I was thinking of canceling Netflix to get that, so I might do that sometimes.
Well, you can't say
But like
Netflix
once,
for what?
but no,
Disney
to
Plus.
cancel my Netflix sub to buy Disney Plus.
I was joking about that though, because what the hell is on
Yeah.
Disney Plus? Like basically
Dude, a lot
Marvel
of
movies
stuff.
and Mandalorian. Right? Like,
I mean, and the Marvel TV shows.
okay.
I mean, look, yeah.
If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I guess.
There's right. Anyways, yeah. So like once you have the Netflix sub, it's essentially free to watch everything, right? So
Oh,
like
yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
not-
really hurt to try.
Yeah, you're not
it doesn't
paying
hurt to watch
extra.
an episode. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then so that's for TV shows, I guess. Like I think if the show is really good, I would torrent it. But I don't even know when the last time I torrented something or like a TV show would be. Maybe Game of Thrones because I definitely don't have an HBO subscription. So
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like. I'm too scared to torrent shit, to be honest. But I just stream like.
I have a VPN, so I mean, it's
yeah.
very cheap. It's like a few bucks a month. So
I just stream all my stuff like very legal
yeah.
means.
What about for games, Tiger?
sorry.
What about for games?
Yeah, for games it's a lot more different. Yeah, so like I mean it's the same. Like if it's a known franchise, I know I like it. I will probably just buy it. If it's not known, if I haven't played it before, I think it will take a lot for me to buy a game. I need some like either like really good, reliable first-hand recommendation. Like if it's a recommendation from a close friend like Michael or something, that says, yeah, if he thinks I'll like the game, then I'll like heavily consider it. But other than that, I probably don't even buy like new games now. So that's that.
Yeah.
No
pre-orders for both of you?
Oh, I pre-order.
I used to do it. Like I pre-ordered like known franchise stuff, you know. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I tend to
like,
not pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't think I've ever pre-ordered, honestly, but I do buy the game like very shortly after it comes out, or like for Fire Emblem.
A lot of times. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess for Nintendo they don't do this, but for a lot of like other games, the pre-order is like slightly cheaper, or like they give you like extra shit.
Yeah. Or Nintendo sometimes does this, but for Fire Emblem, what I ended up doing was on the day of release, I like walked over to the. Well, this is actually because like my parents don't really like me like spending money on games, so I tend to do it like on my own, where it's like off the record, I guess. So I walked
away.
Yeah. So I walked to the GameStop near my house on the day of the Fire Emblem's release to buy it with cash because I didn't want to like order it with my card. But luckily for Fire Emblem, they didn't penalize you for that. So basically, if you bought the game within the first like week or whatever, then they would give you the basically release package. So there wasn't like a pre-order bonus. For Pokemon, there was, but it was like not worth it, so I didn't pre-order the game. So I just bought it the first.
Oh, actually, about Pokemon, I'm curious. Did you buy the DLC?
I bought the DLC. I wouldn't say that it's like it's okay. I have to buy the DLC, right? It's not like an option for me because if I want to play, or if I want to play competitive, I have to buy it. It's not like an option.
Okay.
But I would say that it's probably not worth the money unless you really, really like Pokemon, because like. Well, okay, the first DLC at least, because there's two parts of the DLC, right? So the first part of the DLC is like purely exploration stuff. So like there is like a very small amount of story, but like most of it is like if you enjoy like walking around, like the island is actually pretty big, and it's like a pretty big area that you can kind of walk around, and it's pretty cool. But I don't think it's worth like however much it was. I think it was $30. It's not. Okay. So I mean, it's two parts, and both of them together cost $30, I guess. But I would say. If you aren't going to use it for like competitive or whatever, then I would say like probably you can wait until the end of the second DLC or like after the second DLC comes, and if you after that, then it might be worth it. But I would say like for the first, I don't like it's probably not worth the $30.
I see. I'm curious if this is general consensus among Pokemon fans, because like for me, I feel like Pokemon is just like if there was like a calculation you could do where like you compare the quality of the franchise to the quality of the developer, I feel like Pokemon would have like the worst comparison. Like it's a very good franchise with like a really shitty studio that
you're saying
like in Game Freak.
Because you think like Game Freak doesn't take care of their fans and stuff? Is that what you mean, or like?
Yeah, and also it's just like they don't. It feels like they're not. It's like it feels like a money grab, right? Like if you compare Pokemon games to other similar games, you know, like Zelda or like Mario, it's like it feels like there's like less stuff. It's like It's like there's less stuff. It's like it's just like worse in like almost in almost like every way, but it's still like a Pokemon game, so it still does well.
No, that's actually the consensus that I get from like a lot of people.
I feel like it's so stupid. Like imagine Pokemon in like the hands of a good in a good studio.
Yeah, well, I mean I'm probably the only person that you'll talk to, or like one of the few people that you'll talk to that will ever like stand up for Pokemon in general, because like I have like I guess like I see things in a more positive light for Pokemon specifically, and I'm biased for it. But
what do you think about Sword and Shield? Because I haven't played a lot of the recent ones, but I have played Shield.
Okay, yeah. So I am low on the previous game, so I really did still like in the moment I still really liked Ultra Sun Moon and like the previous games, but like Sword and Shield I think blew out of the water all of the previous games. Like up in the last like few series, or for like the last like 8 or whatever years since the release of Black and White 2 rather, there hasn't really been a good game until Sword and Shield. I think Sword and Shield was actually quite good. I like understand why a lot of people don't like it. Like the biggest arguments against it is that its like core story is pretty short. It's more expensive, and there's a lot of cut Pokemon. I think in terms of the experience of the actual game, and even in the experience of competitive Pokemon, I found that the cutting Pokemon part was like honestly not even like a big deal, because like realistically, most games throughout the course of their like actual game time, you don't actually encounter most of the Pokemon. Like has been true for multiple generations. It's just the way that they like outlined the cutting of the Pokemon, like the PR, I guess, of it was terrible, I think. And if they dealt with that situation better, like then it probably wouldn't have been like an outrage. It's just like the PR was terrible, but like the actual gameplay experience was quite fun. I think like the only issue, like the biggest issue, I guess, was that it was relatively short, and it's like, I guess, a smaller region. But I think those are compensated by the fact that there was like raids, and like the raiding aspect of it, like I really enjoyed and I put a lot of time into.
Really?
So like
I was very, yeah.
Well,
I think
okay.
from sorry.
Go.
Okay, so I was gonna say that I didn't really care that much about the cutting Pokemon part. Like I played a lot of the old ones. Like I played Silver, Fire Red, Emerald, Soul Silver, and then like Diamond.
Yeah.
And then I stopped, and then I played Shield. And then I feel like the overall gameplay was fine, but I was definitely I was expecting more from like the wild area / raid stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I think part of it is
yeah.
like it does not at all promote a solo experience. Like, because I assume you didn't have like many other people who were playing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like I think I was in like a very good situation to play it, because I had like my roommate plays a lot of Pokemon as well. Like we play competitive Pokemon together. And then also I was in a club for Pokemon. So like I have a lot of friends in real life who are like I interacted with, who play Pokemon on a regular basis. And that kind of is probably what they're aiming for, and because like then you can kind of get the maximum out of the raiding experience, and it can be really fun. But like if you're doing it by yourself, it's like not like worth your time.
You know those WoW zones that are just like a grind, like Tanan Jungle or like Argus or something?
Yeah.
Where you basically you go there and then you do the daily stuff and then you're done. I
Yeah.
felt like that, but there's only ever one boss. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I can understand.
It's not like that, except there's only one boss. So it's just like, to me, it was like, it felt like it was a lot. There should be a lot more to do, but there wasn't. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely
To me, at
agree
least,
with
yeah.
the fact that Game Freak, for Pokemon, they've never been ones to innovate the genre. And even the times where I feel like they have succeeded in making like very fun and interesting gameplay, like they don't capitalize enough on it, and they kind of just let it fizzle out and die. Like, for example, a lot of their spin-off games are like very good, but like they don't do a good job at like keeping them alive, I guess. So they don't like put the resources to like make a second installment, or like make a good second installment. So like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is like probably the most famous spin-off. And Mystery Dungeon, like in recent years, has continually dropped in quality ever since like basically the DS games. And then also like some of my other favorite like spin-off games, like for example, Pokemon Conquest, which is like a lesser known one, but I think it's like a fantastic game, and the developers put a lot of work into it. So like if you play it, then you have like hours and hours and hours of playtime. But like it never got a second installment, and there wasn't like, I don't know, people didn't have enough hype around it, but like they just didn't put like enough effort into like the side games, in my opinion. Like for example, like Mario is like the other franchise that's like as big as it, and Mario like side games are just like so much better. Like it's not even close, right? Like all of the like Mario Kart, Mario Party, like even like the fucking Olympic games or whatever, like all of those other games are just like at so much higher quality than and then like the Mario also has like two mainline titles of like the 3D Mario games and the normal platformers. And then like the mainline Pokemon games also don't like innovate as much as like the normal like of other franchises, because there's like such a set formula that they don't feel like they need to. So they just introduce new Pokemon. They just like introduce a few battle mechanics and stuff. And
I feel
like,
I
still like that, but
innovate. Just like keep up with the the AAA standard. you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I'm
but,
paying
like-
that much and buying a Switch, like, at least get it halfway to like Breath of.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like, get it halfway, right? Right now
Yeah,
it feels
so,
like
like-
it's like 10% max. It's
Yeah,
like I played the
so-
intro area, and that was it.
yeah, I mean, like comparing it, especially to like the recent Switch titles, because like I think it like is most evident by the fact like in recent years that all the other Nintendo franchises have all been stepping up like big time because
Right?
like
Yeah, exactly.
there was Breath of the Wild, there was Odyssey, Mario Maker, and Three Houses. All of those titles are like huge hits, and like all of them have basically like outperformed every single game up until that point. Like if you look at like Breath of the Wild,
Exactly.
is just like so much
Yeah.
better than everything that's come up to this point. Like Odyssey, like we wouldn't say it's like so much better than everything, but that's only because like the Mario franchise is so good already. Like Odyssey is also like just such a good game, and then like Mario Maker, adding new stuff continually, and then like Fire Emblem Three Houses has been like so much better than everything that's come up to it, and like Fire Emblem franchise, like however much it wants to get memed on for like from the Smash community, but it's like just like it's been growing like really exponentially in the last few years. And then also,
Right.
of course, like Smash Ultimate, which has brought a bunch of work into it, and like being able to get to the point where Smash Ultimate has like been able to grab the attention of like developers that Nintendo like have like never worked with before to like get characters in the game. It's just like all of these franchises are doing like way better than Pokemon. So like that's kind of where like the frustration, I guess, comes from, because like I don't think Sword and Shield is like a bad game. I would say it's much better than everything that they've done since like Black and White, but at the same time,
That's kind of interesting because I haven't played since Black. So I
Yeah.
think the newest game I played was Soul Silver or Platinum.
yeah. So I mean, most
before
people
Shield.
consider like I think like if you talk to most fans, I would say like it's pretty regular for them to consider generations 3 through 5, which is like starting from like Ruby Sapphire, up until the end of Black and White 2, is that would be considered like kind of like the golden age of where Pokemon games are like really good, and all of those like that entire set of game is all generally considered very good, from like the Hoenn games, the Fire Red and Leaf Green, the Sinnoh games, and then like the remakes of Johto, and then also the Unova games are all considered like very good games. But like since then, like they've been dropping the ball, and then even Sword and Shield I don't think has reached that level yet. So like compared to like the other Nintendo franchises, they definitely haven't been doing that well.
I see. Speaking of the remakes, I'm very hyped for Pokemon Unite.
Really?
Okay, look, I'm not. I like Pokemon, but I'm not a hardcore mainline Pokemon fan. Like I really really love the franchise, but I don't really like the mainline games that much. But it does combine it with MOBA, which is a genre that I do like. So I think that's why I'm hyped for it, because like I mean it looks fun. So yeah.
I mean,
Are you not? Because I
No,
know
no.
it's hated by the community. But I remember
Yeah.
asking you when it was first announced, and then you didn't seem that against it.
No, I'm not against
But,
it.
yeah.
I'm just surprised.
Okay.
Well, no, I am a little surprised. Actually, let me ask before I give my piece. Like, Skyler, do you have any?
Sure.
I
Do you know
can't
what was going
relate
on
to
here?
anything Pokemon related,
No,
man.
Do you know what
do you know
Pokemon
about
Unite
the
is?
Pokemon Unite? Yeah.
I mean, I think I heard vaguely about Sword and Shield coming out,
No,
but
no.
I've never played a Pokemon game. I remember when I was like a kid, I was like, wait,
Unite,
these
it's
monsters
like-
coming out of balls? Like, that's kind of retarded. And then I
No, it's
never recovered from that initial opinion. I never really gave it a shot.
like the same. No, it's like the equivalent of the Diablo thing, but with Pokemon now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's basically a simple explanation. It would be like it's kind of like League of Legends, but with Pokemon instead of like original
The
characters.
champions.
Yeah. But
I would like that. I would enjoy that. I think.
I don't
I
know.
could be wrong.
I didn't
No.
really play League either. I watched like one. I mean, I guess this is kind of rich coming from like an Overwatch player, but like I watched League and I'm like, this is like too much shit happening on screen. But yeah,
Well, okay, so
I mean, in my defense, Overwatch has like what 30 heroes, and League has like 100.
yeah. I mean, Overwatch is also like a different genre, so it's a little different, I guess. But I mean, so for me, Pokemon Unite, I think, has potential to be good. I think like Pokemon as an IP, it has just so much potential that is like untapped into.
Yeah.
Like we were talking before about like an auto chess version of Pokemon.
Oh,
that
yeah,
would,
yeah.
That would like
That's really,
farm
yeah.
money, like for sure.
I
if
would
they
play
went,
that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if they
I feel
made
like almost every genre. The Pokemon franchise is just absolute. It's just the best. Like you can imagine an MMO.
yeah, if you had
with
MMO Pokemon, dude, there was
Right.
I don't remember if you heard
like,
about.
oh my god.
There was that game, that MMO, like Pokemon.
Temtem?
Yeah, Temtem, and it
Temtem?
blew up
Yeah.
like just because it had like
Yeah.
Pokemon relation, like it looked kind
Just
of
because
like Pokemon.
just because it's like even in the same genre as Pokemon, it looks far worse than Pokemon.
Yeah.
Any Pokemon game since that had color looks better than Temtem.
Yeah, exactly. So like I mean,
Fire
if
Red
they,
looks. If there was a Fire Red looking game that was an MMO, it would be better than Temtem.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Temtem is
Like-
really big. Yeah.
like the Pokemon franchise is just so big, and it basically could farm money off no matter what, like whatever
Yeah.
genre they went into. Like
Right.
I'm pretty sure like MOBA is like, you know, probably the biggest genre that like Nintendo has like never gone into. But
It's like yeah.
yeah, so I'm personally like I'm not like negative on it. I was like decently excited by the initial video. I think like they didn't do like a great job at it, honestly. Like I think they missed the mark pretty heavily, like on the actual trailer itself, but or like trailer / announcement and everything. And I think like a lot of the reason why it's receiving so much negative feedback is also because like people are expecting to get something else, which is like they want to see like Gen 8 remakes or like other news about Pokemon instead of like these shitty spin-off titles is basically how the community sees it, which is like part of the reason why they don't make spin-off titles is because whenever a new one comes out is like they just hate it, like the community hates on it, and it never receives like, you know, like the fair what do you call it, like it's fair chance, I guess.
Right.
So like most of it because like Pokemon fans just want to see the new game, and it's part of the problem because like they don't want to see like the innovation. They just want to see like, oh, give us like Gen 8 or like new remakes or like the new generation or whatever. So I'm gonna like wait for the release. I'll try it, of course, because I am a fucking huge Pokemon fan, and you know it's coming out on Switch and it's free to play. So I'm definitely gonna give it a shot and see how.
I mean, it's
how
also
it
on
feels.
phone. It's also on.
Yeah, it's on
your
mobile,
phone,
but I mean
so,
I'm gonna be
yeah.
playing it on my Switch.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I'll
have
give it a
both
shot.
options, so.
We'll see.
I guess I could multi-box. I could do both at the same time.
Well,
My phone and
I mean,
Switch.
I think the Switch one may require Nintendo Online. So, but I already have it for
yeah,
like
that would
other
make
stuff.
sense. That
Yeah.
would make sense. Well, in that case, I'll play on my phone. The next one, Pokemon have to figure out. They have to figure out a game to create like a shooter game.
Yeah, I
Then
mean,
once they have the MOBA down, they have the shooter down. They have the mainline games on the consoles, and then that's basically the big genres.
they even have they have the fighting game. They have Pokemon tournament.
They got they got Pokemon Go for for
know, mobile
your AR
games.
title. For your
Yeah,
AR
exactly.
mobile game.
Dude, that if they just need to get a fucking Pokemon MMO, like fucking make it happen. Come on, dude. Like
Yeah, I mean, it's free money. Come on, it's like
It's so
it doesn't
much
even
money.
Need to be, yeah, can you imagine? Like, what the fuck?
Pokemon would. I mean, they're already fucking farming money like out of their fucking ass. Probably that's probably why they just
They
don't
are,
give a
yeah,
shit.
they
They're
are.
just like, you know, we're just like we can like put out a shitty game or whatever, and it doesn't matter because we're still
Yeah,
gonna
but,
be
like-
farming money.
But like, think about like, what about their fifth yacht? Like, you know, you need to get that too.
I wonder,
And
like,
I mean,
what's
the
a
point
good
is, it's like-
Pokemon game for like newcomers? Like, because I can't relate to any of this. I'm listening to.
I would say the mainline,
okay.
right? The mainline games.
Yeah. I mean, you would definitely start with the mainline
But I
games
think
if you.
didn't play,
Is it all
I might be
turn-based though?
wrong.
I generally don't like turn-based games.
See, this is what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Though.
it
Like, I
is
might be
turn-based
wrong.
games.
I think if you didn't play when you were young, you would not feel like it was.
Yeah,
That
I
you
mean,
wouldn't. You probably wouldn't like it because
it,
it's
it
still a
depends on the
game made for
person, right? But
kids.
like for Skyler, if Skyler, like, you know, if you like action types of games and like the enjoy of Pokemon is like, if you like RPGs, if you like turn-based combat, if you like those types of aspects and you like collecting and exploring, then like that can appeal to people even at this age, because I know people who haven't played Pokemon before who have even picked it up like late into their teens and whatever, and they've still liked it. But it's more like if you don't like that type of genre, then you probably won't like Pokemon, because it, like, even though it is like one of the best of like this genre, if you play like the better games, then I still wouldn't say that you would like it even if you don't like the genre as a whole.
Yeah, I feel like Skylar playing and starting a Pokemon kind of thing now, he probably would enjoy it.
Yeah, I know from like experience, I generally don't enjoy like turn-based strategy games. RPGs, I like collecting things. I mean, like I like Warframe, but that's like a looter shooter kind of.
Yeah, that's like completely
So-
different.
Yeah, but I mean, like it has like the RPG and the like. Dude, like Warframe is basically like all farming, right?
Yeah, but
You just collecting different
Warframe
resources all the time.
RPG is different than like Pokemon RPG.
Also,
I
I'm
guess
not,
what I
like-
mean.
It's maybe a personal thing, but I'm not very partial to the Pokemon art style. It just seems really kiddie to me. I mean, like, no, that's
I mean,
fine. That has
it
its
is.
place.
That's kind of the point. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
marketed to kids and stuff, and they've done well because now all of these
Michael's
kids
a
are
fucking man
adults.
child, dude.
Because all of these kids are adults, and then they're splashing money on Pokemon Go and Switches and shit. Like me, I bought a Switch to fucking play Shield. Fuck. I mean, okay, my brother uses it as well now, so and then he plays Animal Crossing, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the business model works very well.
I mean, yeah. So I would say if you don't like, if you or like, have you played any JRPGs at all, Skyler?
I played a little. So I want to play Nier Automata, but I don't have a PS4. And then I played a little bit of it on my friend's PC, and I enjoyed it. And then I watched like playthroughs on YouTube and shit, and I really liked it. But I haven't played it
Okay.
myself.
But Nier Automata is like the, well, I guess it depends on what aspects. Like, if you really don't like turn-based combat, then you probably won't like Pokemon. But like, if
I don't
you're
like
willing,
turn-based
Like games that need me to think.
combat.
I mean, there's a sweet spot for games of like how hard I like being challenged, like and like how hard.
Pokemon's
like,
not
I'm willing to
challenging
think
at
Pokemon is
about
not challenging.
games.
Literally
Okay.
zero challenge.
I mean, it's designed so that like fucking 7 and 8-year-olds can beat it
Yeah.
like relatively easily.
There's no challenge.
Yeah, there is very
mean,
little to no
okay, look,
challenge. Like,
I
just
dislike turn-based combat, but I still like Pokemon. But I think that's just because of the franchise. Like, I think I'm just gonna play any Pokemon.
Oh, really?
related thing.
Okay. I mean, I'm
So,
pretty
I really don't like
attached
turn-based
to like
combat.
turn-based combat in general, or like most of my favorite genres involve turn-based combat. So like Pokemon is like, and that's to say like Pokemon probably was influencing that, but yeah, like I would say if you want to give it a shot, my best recommendation would be to start with one of the Gen 3 or 4 games. I would say like all of those any of those games are like good places to start with. Like if you play like Fire Red or and all those games you can emulate online, just like download an emulator and play like pretty easily.
Okay.
If you want to give it a shot, of course. Like an average Pokemon game, like probably your first playthrough will probably take around like 10 hours ish, like total. I personally think that like anyone can enjoy Pokemon, but yeah, I wouldn't say like I would think that you would love that type of game, but it probably isn't like a huge waste of time to try it either if you want to.
I mean, because I'm reasonably sure I don't think I would get into like the Pokemon anime or like the story of Pokemon.
No.
Is it? So like, I think the other part is like the games, right? And I look at it and I'm like, okay, like doesn't immediately appeal to me, but Michael really likes it. But I don't know. If you're saying it's like free, I'll probably give it a shot at some point.
Well, okay, it's free, but it's not legal. But yeah.
Wait, what? The
No,
Pokemon games?
well,
No. Like
No,
getting it
PS
free
not
is not
really.
legal. So, like emulating it is definitely not legal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I guess you could play it for free by emulating it, but
I definitely
anyways,
emulate a lot of
whatever.
the older games. Like I've bought all those games in like, and I have the cartridge,
Real
but
life.
like emulating them does have its own advantages. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's not too
You guys
difficult to
want
get
to
in.
move on?
Yeah.
You guys want
Okay.
to move on to our next topic?
Sure. We only have
come
like
with-
10 minutes left or something. So
Oh yeah, shit, you're right.
Don't
But
even
what
want
is
to.
Do you guys want to talk about?
I never answered the topic.
Oh yeah, true. You never answered the
yeah.
topic.
Go.
Go ahead.
Ah, shit. Wait. Okay. So for shows, I think in order of importance to me are like the characters and the plot, and then the aesthetics. So like, if the characters
Oh
aren't
shit!
interesting,
I did not talk about shows at all. Wait, I just realized I didn't answer the question. I only answered Michael's question
Wait,
about what would you pay
You were
for.
talking about how like.
I only talked
what
about.
I got was basically like, if it's not on Netflix, I'm not gonna watch it. And I'm like,
No,
that's not really a
no,
criteria. But okay.
No. I answered Michael's question about buying games. I didn't answer this question. I only just answered his question. Because he
Oh, okay,
asked
well,
me
yeah.
about the game thing, and then I was like, yeah. But I didn't actually ask. Okay, sorry. So you go, and then
Classic
I'll go.
shit posting with the lads just getting lost.
You
in
go,
the woods.
the-
Wait,
I'll
how long did you guys go on about Pokemon, dude?
Solid 40 minutes probably.
I'm pretty sure the military talk was like 50
okay.
minutes somehow. Even though I said at the start I didn't know what the fuck I was going to talk about.
There's a lot
Dude,
to
I didn't
talk
believe
about.
you for a second. I'm like, there's like this fucking.
There's
4
so much
months
shit,
of hell.
No, but this is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, I know there's a lot to say, but I don't want to ramble, so it has to be a back and forth.
I just rambled,
Anyways,
dude.
Continue, guys. Continue.
I should have started like scrolling Reddit or something.
Continue.
Okay, wait. So yeah, characters, then plot, and then aesthetic. So like, if the characters aren't interesting to me, or like I don't see these characters like having compelling arcs or like interesting interpersonal conflict or whatever, then or even if it's like a singular character that goes through like an interesting arc or like has some sort of a path laid out for them, like in the beginning of the story, then like that's a big red flag for me. Where it's just like, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this. And then after characters is like the plot, and I'll group like world building and like power system and all the other stuff under that, where it's basically like, are the events in the story kind of interesting, or like if I'm judging from like the beginning of the story, I'm like, well, okay, does this have the potential to be interesting? And I think my interpretation of interesting is pretty broad. But it's just like anything that surprises me almost, or like anything that makes me think. I would be willing to like give a shot under the caveat of like being interesting. And then finally, I think like the weakest, like the least like scientific part of it is probably the aesthetics. Where it's like, does it look like good? Like I will probably never get into One Piece off its aesthetics alone, just because I don't particularly like the art style of One Piece. I think it looks like really jank and just kind of like weird. I mean, anime's weird, but like I look at One Piece, the art stuff of One Piece, and I'm like, this doesn't really scream like cool to me,
No,
So-
I totally get it.
Yeah, like I look at it, I'm just like, no. I mean, and I've actually been getting back into like Bleach stuff. Like I just click on like Bleach YouTube videos and stuff. And I remember like I was so liked the Bleach aesthetic. Like Bleach was fucking cool, dude. I'm hyped for 2021 Thousand Year Blood War arc anime return, especially because I haven't really read it the manga either. So this is like fresh Bleach for me, and I didn't follow like the shit that basically happened after Aizen was beat. But anyway, in terms of games, so I generally like action games, and then like different like that can branch into like different things. That can be like role playing action games or like shooter action games. Mechanics and like the moment to moment fun of the game are really important to me. So like my favorite shooters are probably like Overwatch, Warframe, Titanfall 2, and all of those. Like in Overwatch, I main Genji, which is like he's a character based around like dashing to different targets and mobility. So like for all of the 3 games I just mentioned, like mobility and like just being like really fast paced is something that holds my attention in games.
Have you played Apex?
I played a little bit of Apex.
I feel like
I'm not.
what you're describing sounds like Apex. Right?
I'm not much of like
It's
the looter shooter character, but the thing is also my computer doesn't run Apex that well, so maybe I would feel better about it if I had like a better computer that could run it properly.
I quite like BRs, so okay, but I guess if you don't like the battle royale genre, then you probably won't enjoy Apex.
Well, because I think if I played Apex before Titanfall 2, I probably would have liked that a lot. But coming off Titanfall 2, like first of all, it's in the Titanfall universe, but it doesn't have any Titans, and there's like, as far as I know, there's like no wall running, and it's not nearly as fast. Like I don't know if you ever played like Titanfall 2, but it's like shit is happening every second, right? Like
I've seen you play it though. I remember watching you play
Titanfall. Oh, that's right. Yeah, actually, yeah. Back at Kent, yeah. Like Titanfall 2 is fucking fast, dude, and like a lot of shit's happening, and it's just you call a giant mech out of the sky, and you pilot it, and I'm also a huge Gundam fan. It just appeals to like all the right nerd points for me. Or I realize like I really like the deflect mechanic in games. Like Katana Zero, like Overwatch, and like Hyper Light Drifter. Like some of the games I played recently, all have like the deflect mechanic, and I really enjoy that. This is like the ultimate know you to your enemies. Oh my god, it's so good. Anyway, yeah. So I think action games. I don't know what they like. I remember back in the day, you guys told me like play Doki Doki Literature Club, and I'm like,
dude, that game.
I never did. It's
really good.
First of all, I had spoiled
it's
for me
also
now.
free.
Spoiled
it only takes a few hours as well.
Also,
it's
like
very short. It's very free.
Isn't it basically like reading a book? Like it's just.
God. Okay.
Sure. I guess.
Yeah, but it's like reading a manga.
It's like more reading a book. It's like reading a book or reading a manga, like if you were watching a film. So,
basically. I would say visual novels are much less about like the actual gameplay. Like, I actually remember hearing about this because this was like, I don't know if you watched the most recent episode of Trash Taste, but they were talking about something very similar. Skyler.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah.
Visual. I mean, that's what I thought you were thinking about it. But like visual novels are like I've played. Obviously, I played Doki Doki, but I also played Grisaia. Like I don't know if you watched the anime for Grisaia.
I watched the anime for that.
Grisaia was actually like really fucking like okay. So the first season was trash, but like the second
How dare you?
Not like trash, but like it wasn't that good compared to the rest of the series. But like the middle piece where like the last 4 episodes of the first season and then like that like second like season quote unquote or like that movie and like the first 4 episodes of the next season
there was
were like
a movie. Wait, did I not see
not like a movie, but like
the movie.
There was like an intermediate piece where it was like explaining his backstory, like the Yuji's backstory. And those episodes
that wasn't
were
the
like
show proper. I don't know.
It wasn't the show proper, but it was like I don't know what to call it, but it was like an intermediate one between the first and second seasons or whatever. I think it was labeled as a second season, but it was only like one episode of like one like 1 hour episode or whatever. But anyway, point is like basically like that middle chunk was like fucking amazing, and like that's what got me into the visual novels. So I read the entire visual novels for like the original Grisaia series, so like not their spin-offs or whatever, like basically the one that's depicted in the anime. And I spent probably like a good 30-40 hours or whatever reading the visual novels, and it's like much more like watching, or it's much more like actually reading a manga than it is like watching an anime or like playing a game. It's like,
isn't it kind of like an eroge though?
Yeah, well, eroge is just visual novels that have sex scenes at the end, right? So
wait, what? Wait.
No, eroge stands for
Tiger,
erotic.
when a mommy and a daddy love each other very, very much.
Wait, so So eroge is basically like a hentai visual, not
Yeah,
novel,
yeah.
That's what you're saying.
That's what it
okay.
is. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
But
Okay.
anyway, so a visual novel is basically like an interactive manga. Is like basically how it would be the best way to describe it, in my opinion. Like, it's like there are images, but the images don't matter that much for the most part. There are like a few ones that are like impactful, but they mostly just like impact like the overall feel, right? For me, like when you like read a visual novel, it's more like about like the feel, I guess. Like when you see the characters moving their lips or whatever in their small animation, sometimes it's voiced over and stuff, and it gives you more of like a feel of like how it's supposed to be and like an atmosphere, I guess, especially with the music and everything. But like it's not really like a full anime because it's not like animated for the most part, and it's like very dialogue heavy, so it's more like it's like, you know, reading a manga basically. Maybe a little bit.
It comes down to probably that I've never tried it, and I don't.
It's also colored.
Like,
just saying.
maybe I'll try the Grisaia
Cool
one
part.
because I feel like that's more palatable to me, and I've already have experience with the series and all that.
It's pretty long though. Grisaia is pretty, like, I would say that Doki. Well, I mean, Doki Doki is like, I think, the easiest gateway because it's really short, right? It's only 4 hours.
Like-
Yeah, it's very short.
Length is not a
Play
big
it
deal
in
to
an
me as long
afternoon.
as I'm like enjoying it per se.
Okay, I mean that's fair. I mean, I would say Grisaia was definitely good. Like Grisaia was like, if you liked the anime, then you would probably like the visual novel. Like, it doesn't. The anime actually
Oh,
does.
yo,
the visual
or maybe
novel a
I'll
lot.
play the Fate visual novels, dude.
I heard it's just a fucking hentai game, but yeah, basically,
Intensifies.
if you liked the Grisaia anime, like the anime does like a pretty good job at portraying most of what happens in the first visual novel, and then there are a few details that are in the visual novel that aren't in the actual anime. I think like unfortunately,
I don't think I'd go back and play the first one. Wait, are there multiple?
yeah. So it's basically like, I believe there's 3 or 4 Grisaia visual novel games that like the anime kind of goes through the entirety of.
Oh, okay, wow.
There are a lot of
happens in that anime.
yeah. There are a lot of details that they skip over. So you'll get a lot more of the details, but like the general plot doesn't change too much. The most notable thing that they don't have in the anime that they do have in the visual novel is that every single girl gets their own route explored, like past the conclusion of what they have in the anime, like pretty significantly. There's at least probably around like 3 or 4 hours of dialogue for every single girl. I only played through the ones that I could sit through because like I can't stand Makina, who's like the lolly girl at all, and you know, she's just fucking annoying to me. But like,
Wait, Michael doesn't like the lowly girl?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
but
Stop the fucking presses.
Sachi is after reading the visual novel, Sachi, the main character, is like went up way higher in my rankings, and also Yumiko, who is like the, I don't know, basic girl, like main girl, I guess, also went up a lot in my rankings. Like both of those characters are like done much better in the visual novels, and then also Amane is definitely still my favorite character though of the bunch. Like the
Oh yeah, I remember Amane.
yeah,
I remember.
her arc
Amane.
is definitely so fun. Like honestly, like in all of anime, those 4 episodes, I believe it's 4, I think, and maybe 3, but those episodes with Amane's arc is just like one of the best in like all of anime, in my opinion. Like it's just so fucking good.
I definitely wouldn't put it out that far, but I enjoy this series. Actually, though, speaking of like liking the girls or whatever, I think this is one of the rare like harem series. Actually, the only harem series I know where I actually like the protagonist more than any of the other girls. Because
Yeah,
Kazami Yuji was like just so interesting for me to watch at like
Definitely.
a troll and a Giga Chad all at once, and it was just like the funny. I just had so much fun watching it. Right, like
his backstory was also like fucking amazingly done. Like he, like I
It
mean,
felt
like
a little bit like torture porn. Like some of the
A
stuff were
little
like
bit.
really like really that happened to you. But and I mean I don't know. Like it appeals to like the edgy 17-year-old who like in a weird way almost wishes that they had a tragic backstory. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I get a little bit. Like, it's like horrifyingly bad, or I mean, like horrifyingly good, I guess.
I don't know. I lost my suspension of disbelief for that show, for that backstory. And I was just yeah, all right, okay, like, sure, that happened, but whatever, I'm having fun, I'll go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed the series a lot. Like, a lot of the character, I mean, like, the base appeal of a visual novel has to be, like, your attachment to the characters, I think, and a lot of the characters in that series are, like, really good, because... or in my opinion at least, Yuji, the main character, then there's Amane, and then Sachi are all pretty are all really good, and then like his sister Kazuki.
Yeah, I like
his sister is so fucking good. Like she's like an insanely good character. But yeah. Like there's like a lot of good characters in that show.
Dude, he bones like everybody.
Yeah, I know.
It's so funny to me.
But yeah. I mean, Tiger, you can answer the question about
right
show games.
Yeah, I'll quickly answer that. Although we're like way over time already. Well, for new games, it's just like if I think I'll enjoy it, I'll try it out. I think Steam has a really nice policy where you can try out a game basically because you can buy it, and then as long as you don't play past like 3 hours or something, you can still refund it if you don't like it. Yeah. But I usually don't use that feature. But if I really wanted to try a game, I would just do that. I think for TV shows, I think for me to like watch a long TV show, it has to be more than just entertaining. Like it has to be like thought provoking or like, you know, like it has to like impact me on like more than just like a for fun thing. But I do watch TV shows that are short, like for fun. Yeah. So I guess I think all of the TV shows that I've watched and then that I've liked are pretty, you know, it's like they talk about more than just like it's more than just the entertainment part.
No, I mean I definitely agree with that. All of my favorite shows, at least, or all of my favorite anime, I guess I should say, all have like I like something about it more than just like, oh haha, you know, sparks go boom or whatever. Like there's something about the deeper meaning behind the show or the themes that they explore that I really enjoy.
Yeah. Speaking of that, actually, so now that I have some extra time, I've been thinking of watching some stuff. So I think I'm gonna watch the Star Wars trilogies, and then I think I'm gonna
including the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, so I'll start from the original trilogy.
Yikes.
And then watch the prequels, then watch the new trilogy.
Oh, interesting.
And then I think I might do a rewatch of BoJack. And then so those are the planned things I think I'll do.
Actually, you know what? I'm actually curious about this because I've been thinking about this a little bit. I wonder if Tiger, and I was thinking about this because Thomas was talking about anime the other day. I was curious if you and Thomas would like Log Horizon, because the reason
it's similar to SAO, right?
No, okay, yeah,
No.
But
oh, it's not.
Yeah, well, yes and
it's
no.
Similar. Okay.
Literally, well, yes, but actually no.
Well, yes, but actually no. No, but Log Horizon's like core appeal. Okay, so it's SAO's kind of you know, what do you call it, like premise, but
World.
Yeah, it's like SAO's premise, but instead of actually, you know, it's much better to explain it this way.
Only
it's
at the
like,
beginning, though, actually, because like later on, like
it's just like imagine
it becomes like totally different from SAO.
It's basically like imagine if you got transported into WoW and got stuck in WoW, and that's basically and then like the themes behind the show are a lot more about like the political aspects and like the social part of aspects about that. So like basically the main characters get transported into like an MMO, and then instead of like SAO where they just like fight shit and like, you know, they have to like try to get out or whatever, it's like, you know, they're stuck there and they have to like live with it, and they have to find out like how to like survive as like a society basically. But
what's also interesting is that the characters from the human world are immortal.
Yeah, they're immortal, but like those are like all themes that they kind of explore. So it's more like if
that's a crucial differentiating point, because SAO is like if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yeah, but
right?
like that's so stupid. It's like people die when they are killed. Yes, okay. But yeah. In Lock Horizon, you don't die, but it is something
People
that
don't
they
die
talk
when
about.
they're killed.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what was the best part of Log Horizon for me was that they delve into the psychology of gamers. Like, I think my favorite episode is probably the one where it's like the raid boss guy was like just contemplating his life as a gamer and a life viewed as by like failures by his peers and like his family and stuff. But then he's like, yeah, basically kind of like, fuck it, like this is what's meaningful to me, and I'm going to do it for that reason alone. That was probably my favorite part of the show, and like the world is much better thought out than SAO. Like I don't know the author of Log Horizon, but it's definitely like he definitely thinks a lot more about his setting and
Well, I mean,
fleshes it out. Than
you can clearly tell that the guy who wrote Log Horizon actually played a fucking video game, because the guy who wrote SAO clearly has like never fucking played a video game before. Like,
Wait, why? Why?
like it just doesn't
about
feel
the SAO
like
part. About the SAO part.
Oh, it just
I
doesn't
disagree
feel
with
like
that criticism for SAO. It's just like it's much more of wish fulfillment-y and like.
Well, okay, I guess it's more of wish fulfillment, but like it doesn't feel like the people in SAO are actually playing a game to me. Like it could have just been like it's basically just an isekai that's like, you know, we're in a game, haha, but it's actually just an isekai.
Wait, why
But
do
it's
you think
before
that
isekai.
the SAO feels like the author didn't play a game? I'm curious
Because
about that.
no, like it pulls much more from like fantasy themes and like all the things that goes on. It's like much less like an actual game. Like it's not like. Well, I'm saying this like, as opposed to Log Horizon, where like a lot of the game mechanics.
just ran across my laptop.
Damn.
Cockroach?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Dude, I killed it. Okay, I got it. Sorry.
Yeah, so like in SA or like compared to Log Horizon, where like a lot of the game, like they're both stuck in games, right? But like in Log Horizon, like a lot of the game aspects and like, you know, the details of like, you know, forming a guild or like forming or like when you level up or like when you die or like all these things that happen, like it feels much more like the author understands like how a game is supposed to be done. But like in SAO, they just use like that framework. They don't ever really explain like the item system or the combat system or any of these things. Like he just uses as like a framework basically. If you
I almost like that part of SAO, that it doesn't actually feel like I'm watching someone playing a game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but then like there
yeah.
are other anime like that. It's an isekai, right? Isekai is transport to another world. Like it's just a normal fantasy show, right?
I think Mother's
yeah.
Basement has a video about that where he basically like goes into excessive detail picking apart like the game systems of SAO and why they're like bad game design or whatever. But I agree with Tiger in that doesn't matter too much
I
to me.
actually liked it more that it doesn't feel like I'm watching literally a game. Like it's like the premise is that, and then they're in a game, and then there's some game systems that are familiar, but overall it's still a brand new world, right?
Okay, well, I mean, like that's the appeal of isekai in general, right?
Okay, yeah.
So
Right.
I wouldn't say like I guess it's not like a terrible detractor, but I mean, compared to Log Horizon, if you just like compare the premises, I think Log Horizon does a much better job. Personally, obviously no bias, but I was just thinking like it would be interesting if you and Thomas would watch those shows because like coming from an
But I
MMO
think
background.
for me, it's like, is it does Log Horizon has, because we talked about this a few episodes back, right? Where like I think overall when I do try animes, it's not because I'm like uninterested with the premise or the story. It's just like I just don't like a lot of the anime isms.
There's definitely
that's what we
anime
called
isms,
it.
dude.
There's
Right.
definitely some anime
Dude,
isms in there.
he's not gonna like Akatsuki. He's gonna be like, what is this like Sundere and Lolly nonsense?
Yeah, so like for me, I just like that's a really like I can't get like if there's too much anime isms in a short time span, I'm just gonna like close the tab.
Okay.
Like,
No,
I can't-
well,
I can't-
I think
there's
like
I can't
there's
keep
an
the tab
entire
open,
arc where the
Keep the
weebs are
tab
like,
open.
we're gonna simp for a princess and go to war.
well, no, but that's actually like a good arc. Like,
Well, that's the behind the psychology of game. That's definitely
yeah.
the psychology of
well,
gamers, right?
okay,
Like, that's one of those things, and that's definitely an animeism. I mean, they even have her like cosplay and like dress up to like help motivate the troops, which would only
Yeah.
work in this type of scenario.
well, okay, I would say that there's like some very specific, like, I think there are parts of it that are like pretty egregious. Like, this is an anime thing. Like, whenever they do their like shitty gag, which I'll fully admit is not that funny, but they continue to do, which is like the like Naotsugu is like a pervert or whatever, and then like he like pulls a shitty gag or whatever, and then that's like a very anime thing. There's also like the cosplay or whatever that you talked about earlier. But I would say like outside of the jokes, like if you can separate the fact or like the jokes from like the actual show, they don't try too hard to push the jokes on you. So if you don't really like them, I would say it's still possible to enjoy it. But yeah, it's also like I think it's very possible that you would dislike the show just because of those jokes.
It's also definitely like a slow brewing kind of show. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, you said you like more pensive, like reflective kind of thinking shows, or like shows with deeper messages. So there's not as many like epic moments, right? Like I feel like SAO has Log Horizon beaten that in that regard, right? Like there's never an action moment. I think the fight at the end of like season 2 with like the boss, that was pretty hype.
Yeah.
But like otherwise, there's no like Kirito versus the Gleam Eyes kind of moment.
There was actually the first season had like that climax in like episode 7 or whatever, or like episode 5 or whatever, when they fight the guy. There was a pretty epic moment there where they like pull their combos.
I don't remember that.
It's like where
I remember the one.
They're fighting like Demi-Class as they exit, and then like they do their like fucking special skills or whatever. Like he activates the fuck, I don't remember what the name of the skill is, but like Iron Thorn Chain or whatever, and then like Nyanta does like his like 6 sword slash or whatever. Oh, Nyanta's a character Tiger would probably hate in general, but
actually, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I dislike the characters when I watch an anime. Like
no,
for example,
he has like
an anime character.
But what was the show you recommended the other day? I forgot what it's called now, but it's the one. It's like the two class presidents.
Kaguya-sama.
Yeah, so I didn't dislike the characters. I just didn't like some of the dialogue and then some of the anime isms in the plot and in the dialogue.
Okay.
To me, if you can't like
itself.
relate to the like high schoolness of that show, I think a lot of the appeal is lost, in my opinion.
Well, okay, but that's
because like I didn't even experience anything like that when I was in high school.
Well, yeah,
So,
yeah, which like I totally did. Totally did.
Shut up.
Right. Yeah.
5,000%, dude.
But that's kind of why
I was on a pendulum between Ishigami and the president. I was just flip flopping between. Anyway, sorry.
So that's why I was curious if you and Thomas would like to Log Horizon, because like those are like the setting and the characters are like stuff that like we can definitely relate to because they're so like close to like things that we experience personally, I guess.
I could try. Actually, now that you said that, I think that's also another part. Like for some reason, I can relate to characters in BoJack, which is another like an animated show, but I can't really relate as much to anime characters. I think could it be because they're speaking in Japanese? Could that be why?
Yeah, I mean you can watch the dub. I watched the dub for the.
The dub sounds really off though.
Did you just recommend the dub? I think that's seppuku worthy.
No, I watched the dub for for Log Horizon. I definitely don't think it's as good as the sub, but it's not terrible.
Okay. I mean, I think it might just be. I mean, I think the language could be one part that, like, that's why I can't relate to as much. Or maybe it could also just be like the things they talk about, and then just like the general,
Well, I mean, I think
I guess that is a thing.
The first episode, or actually, if you don't like Log Horizon after, I would say even after the first episode gives like a general sense of like how the show is going to progress. Like it's pretty dialogue heavy. It has a lot of exposition and like it has the epic moments and it has the
not in the first episode.
No, like the opening scene. You don't think that, or not the opening scene, like the first scene where he like steps up and then. Like the music is when the music plays.
Database.
Not that music. The OST of Log Horizon is like so good, and like whenever like that theme plays is like basically whenever I consider it like an epic moment, I guess. So like
all the epic moments from Log Horizon were from that kid with the harem and like the dual swords thing. He was the coolest character. But I think like for it's like so Tiger, you've seen SAO, right? Like
Yeah, I've seen the first season of SAO.
so like I think the biggest well there's a lot of this, but like the biggest indicator of how different the two series will be is like the protagonists. Because Kirito is like, you know, dual blades, like I'll solve everything with pure MLG pro skill, and just dive in head first, right? Whereas Shiroe is like a scribe, right? Like that's his, I think that's his like subclass in the game. He's like a mage and then subclass scribe or something.
Yeah,
and
he's an
like
enchanter, I think.
Something like that. And then he like buffs and debuffs like his teammates and like enemies and stuff like that, and like cast traps or whatever. So it's like it's a very different perspective to be taken from a protagonist viewpoint.
Yeah.
And like Shuei definitely thinks much more about the game than than Kirito. Like Kirito is just like, I am
Kirito
god level of skill.
Yeah, but he's also supposed to be like fucking amazingly smart, right? Like that's the thing,
he's supposed
though.
to be like an engineering genius.
Yeah, I don't believe
like,
that shit. I'm pretty sure the
he
character
fucking-
was supposed to be like a stay-home kind of gamer.
He fucking
character,
hacked an AI console.
Yeah, exactly.
And like saved this basically sentient being to his like the equivalent of his like PS5, right? Like he just saved it, and I don't. It's kind of ridiculous, but in terms of controversial opinion, but in terms of character, like putting aside his OP abilities, I actually find Kirito a compelling character. Like just like kind of like a awkwardish guy with a heart of gold almost, like, and because you can tell early on that he's not very comfortable with like social situations and people. And if you remove his like OP abilities side, like I feel like he could be like a compelling kind of meek character, almost like so I don't know if you guys watch like Michael Tiger definitely doesn't, but like Michael watches like the Seiyu interviews or like the Matsuri events they put on for like shows and stuff. But okay, I do, and I feel like Kirito is actually a really good reflection of Matsuoka, his voice actor. Like Matsuoka is like really shy. Like I saw this one clip where he was like, basically he the setup was that he was supposed to talk to the voice actresses for the SAO girls like one-on-one, and he like couldn't make eye contact with like any of them. And some of them he's been working with for like a decade.
Well, okay, like
so
I mean, I could see Kirito as like a decent character but like his most defining characteristic is that he's OP, which is like his biggest issue too. So like,
yeah, I mean, I feel like they're toning that back a little bit. Like, Michael, you're not watching SAO season 3, right?
No.
Like, I really feel like Reiki Kawahara is trying in places. He's like, it's like I want to root for him. Like he's stumbling in places. It's like, well, the logic there doesn't fully work, and like character motivation is not 100% there. And like some of these, like some of the things you can tell he wanted things to be a certain way, and he didn't fully plan out the way things would get there.
Yeah.
But I appreciate what he kind of is planning for this series. Like he just had like a character sacrifice himself recently, and like it didn't really hit me, but like it was the best attempt at a noble sacrifice type event in all of SAO, and I feel like he's like actually changed his writing significantly and like improved. Not to say that it's like good yet, right? But I'm rooting for the guy. Like watching SAO season 3 like makes me root for the guy. It makes me root for the series as a whole.
Okay. Well, I mean, like that's good because, like, I mean, I would say like nobody starts out as being good, right? Like we had a long conversation about this before, but like just because he was bad, like 10 years ago when he wrote like or like 15 years ago or whatever when he wrote the first SAO series doesn't mean like he's still bad like 15 years later or like 13 years later or whatever, however long it's been. So like, I mean, I would totally believe that like he could have like improved from his old writing, but like. As is like the original Kirito or whatever, like out of the stuff I've watched, like he only really has one true characteristic, and it's that he's fucking OP as fuck, right? Like that's basically what he what his character is.
Aside from the whole I'm too strong and if I get close to people they die kind of thing, but edgy middle school nonsense. But I heard, okay, so I think, I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard a rumor that I think like SAO was initially conceptualized or like written or like submitted back when he was in like when Kawaha was in like high school-ish or something. So he was like pretty young when he first
Yeah, I mean, I would
conceptualized the
totally
series.
believe that. I would totally believe
Right, like
that.
if you just like reading like I remember like remembering season 1 of the anime and like the whole Kaiba twist at Thor 75. Like I could imagine like a younger guy being really proud of himself and thinking, be like, I subverted expectations. They thought I was gonna go 100 levels, ended at 75. Like, what a genius I am. Like, but right, like I could totally
No, I
see
could
that
totally see it. I
being
could totally see it.
the case. And he's like, and he's just like, oh man, and then he wins the competition, right? Like, and all like out of nowhere, his anime blows up into like one of the biggest ever, and then like it's just. But
No,
I
because,
really
like-
see him trying. Like he's changed a lot about his series. Like
Yeah.
the partner character is like was a guy and he died, and then oh shit, that's kind of spoilery, but whatever. None of you guys care. If you really care, leave a dislike and a hate comment
What the
on the
fuck?
video. Dude, we haven't gotten any dislikes. We don't have any haters. That means we're
Anybody
not big
still
enough yet.
listening around the 2-hour mark should find
No,
something
probably.
better to do. Okay.
Yikes.
Don't insult the viewers, Tiger.
I mean, that's what we do here. Yeah, I mean,
We insult their intelligence.
no, I mean, SAO, I
By
think, is
bothering.
like the core appeal of the show at the beginning was like about its premise. So because it was like new, right? Like there was nothing that nobody who had done anything like SAO before. It was completely like a new idea, and it rode that kind of wave for its popularity. But like when other shows, like especially after I watched Log Horizon, but like also like in more recent years, like other isekai that are like similar to it. So like if you're into power fantasy stuff, like fucking Overlord, I love Overlord. Even though like the main character is broken as fuck, right? Like it's done in a way that's kind of like expected, or like
And he's also like a dweeb inside, which is like really endearing.
yeah, it's like exactly. So like, or even like series like Shield Hero and all of these other series that have come up in more recent years that like took SAO's idea as like kind of a basis or an inspiration or whatever, and like
Yeah.
they iterated on it in better ways. Like that's kind of what has like, because SAO has is kind of like, I would say like outdated compared to them, because like I would say like nothing that the first of everything or the first of most things aren't the most like, how do I say it, like just because you're the first of something it doesn't mean that you're the best, right? Like most of the time you not always, but most of the time, like when there's something that new that comes out, it's often not the most refined version, and then like when it gets iterated on, there's like better versions of it that will eventually come out. So SAO is basically like, that's how I would kind of view it. SAO is like, it's good in the sense that it's a good introduction to like this genre of isekai and stuff, but I think like it's kind of outdated compared to like its newer, like more refined peers, is how I would put it.
Well, like going back to your point of it, like inspiring other isekai shows, I think the closest comparison would be Danmachi. So I only
Yeah.
watched the first season of Danmachi, and until someone pointed it out to me, I didn't see like the parallels between the two shows. But like after it's pointed out to me, like, I'm like, actually, oh yeah, like they're
It's basically
they're
like-
really close.
Yeah, it's
Like
very similar.
and well, I think it's like Danmachi. I think differentiates itself more in season 2. I haven't watched season 2. Maybe I should do that. I don't know, but like
good.
it's still fundamentally, I think SAO gets way more hate than it deserves, and it became like a meme that it was bad, and then the fact that it was bad became a meme in and of itself, and like it's legitimately not that bad. Like
I think it's like
there's
a
so much
average.
worse out there.
No, there's so much worse out there. I don't like it, but I'll be the first to admit that there's so much worse fucking, especially in a genre like isekai anime. There are so many bad fucking isekai anime out there. Like it is not at the like near the bottom of the isekai, but I would say it's like average compared to like the good
Like,
shows.
Even like the plot holes and like inconsistency and stuff is like it's not even as egregious as something like JoJo's, and like JoJo's is universally beloved. Like I've never seen like a proper JoJo hater, even though
Yeah.
that shit is like just from a narrative and like consistency standpoint just Swiss cheese. It's just like nothing makes sense, and
Wait,
it's
are you talking
basically
about-
Araki's fever dream.
Wait, are you talking about the JoJo?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, yeah.
JoJo's
Dude,
Bizarre
I can
Adventure.
play the EP from that song. Sorry,
Oh.
the ED from that song.
Fucking sick.
Cause
Which
it's a meme.
there are many. Oh,
No,
the
meme,
roundabout.
The meme.
Yeah,
The-
yeah,
yes,
roundabout.
The round. Yeah. yes. Wait, do you want to hear it? You guys
Wait,
want to hear it?
wait, that should be
sure.
our outro
Wait.
song from now on.
Wait,
No.
let me go
We
grab
can fucking
it.
copyright
One,
it.
one sec.
All right, so we kind of dragged on for a couple hours, so let's just wrap this up real quick. I mean, as Tiger gets his stuff, I think
All right,
overall,
I'm back. Hopefully,
Alright.
I don't fuck this. Hopefully, I don't fuck this. All right.
just play
Can
it
you
like
guys hear it? Wait.
like a short amount.
Dude, there was so much more I wanted to talk about. Oh my god, when he's
Can you
doing
guys
it.
hear
Yeah.
Wait, fuck. Wait, the fuck number.
Oh my god, he's doing it.
Fuck. Wait. Give me 1 sec. I have to look up the notes. I don't remember all the fucking roundabout.
He's doing it. He's doing the meme.
I'm doing the meme. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, okay. While he's getting
Where is
ready,
this? Okay.
do you want to talk about the newest episode of what was it? Origaidu, real fast? Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
So basically, I take back everything I ever said. Hiro has his best girl, and anybody else who thinks different can eat my shorts. Okay, and here's my reasoning for that. First of all, she's like, okay, she feels human. You know what I mean? Like she has like that kind of. She has like that trickster, sneaky side, but then she also has like that kind of pure side, and she's like always kind of flip flopping between that. Whereas all the other characters are pretty one note, in my opinion. Like Yui Gahama's always the Genki girl. Yukinu's always the cold bitch. Like,
well, okay, but
actually, Komachi too. Komachi's pretty interesting. But
Yui is also like
little sister.
Like she has the like front face of like a facade of like the Genki girl, but like she just like holds back, right? Like it's just like how she portrays herself. But like if you just like think about it for like just a few seconds, like it's very obviously hinted at that that's like not actually what she thinks about. Like she just wants everyone to be happy. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, like there was hints of that because she found the photo with Hachiman and Yukino, but like I don't know. The Iroha's character arc has been so great for me so far, and also like what was Ayane Sakura, I think her name is, right? Yeah, I think that's her voice actress's name for Iroha's.
Okay.
She also does I don't know if you picked it out, but she also does Uraraka from My Hero Academia. It took me a while to like put that together, but now I can't like unhear it. Anyway, Iroha's best girl. All of you nerds can eat my shorts.
I think that's like a relatively unpopular opinion, but
Yeah, probably. I think it's the two leads that get all the love. But
she's still pretty popular. Though.
wait. Okay, ReZero. Dude, exactly what I said would happen happened. Right? Like it doesn't make sense that Farika didn't tell them about Garfield. It was just like beware Garfield. That's it. And then she didn't tell them anything else. And then they run into Garfield, and he gives them shit. And it's like, wow, this could have been entirely avoided. Like, this is exactly the shit I was talking about. I forget which episode it was, but I was saying like, information is omitted for the audience's sake, and it's not logical that they would do so.
Well, I'm not
that's a
super
minor
to
thing.
judge it. Because like
I
technically,
like Echidna, the Witch of.
yeah, the Witch agreed.
What I forget. It was agreed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The one he met, she was like surprisingly cute. I didn't expect them to go that route with her character. I was like, oh, okay, I can get behind this. Like, all right.
All right, Skyler making a waifu out of dead witches.
All right.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Hell yeah!
You can't see me, but you can't see me, but I'm dabbing.
All right. Okay, let's go, Tiger.
All right, I can play the
Let's do it,
roundabout
let's do
part.
it.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Dude, that's perfect. It's perfect. Right.
All
Stop
right.
recording.
Yeah. All right. All right.
All right.